Hey, how you doing? My name is Ryan, and today I'm beginning the process of making this year's Halloween costume. And let me just say, I can feel the pressure already. Last year's costume of Spider-Man was a huge success, and the video about how I made that costume became the second most viewed video on my channel with over 200,000 views. Seriously guys, thank you so much for that. Anyway, this year's costume is going to be a little bit different for a few reasons. First, I'm no longer on a college kid budget. I can actually spend some money on this year's costume and make it look really good. Two, because of that budget, I can make my costume a lot more complex and intricate and show off a lot more skills than cutting, hot gluing, and Sharpie. Three, I'm not putting any logos on this costume because I know I messed up that Spider-Man logo and 70% of all the comments remind me every day. Makes me sad. And fourth, as I'm sure you guessed by the title of this video, I'm breaking up the Halloween building process into several mini vlogs. That way, I can show you a bit more of the design process, show off how I think, how I build, and also the mistakes I make. So, without further delay, let's get to work on this year's Halloween costume. For 2018, I'm continuing the Marvel costume legacy and going as Thor, the god of thunder. But I'm going as the Infinity War variant of Thor with the short hair and two eyes, and most importantly, Stormbreaker. I know a lot of you guys wanted me to build that, and now I finally get the chance to do it. So the first step of building any costume is the design process. This is where you sketch out a rough draft of the costume and decide what parts you need. I already have a list I compiled on Amazon because I have been thinking about this for a while. The main costume is comprised of about 4 pieces. You have a vest with all his armor padding on it. You have pants, which appear to be faux leather, his boots, and his arm sleeves, which have almost a chain metal design to them. That's the basic rough of the costume. Now I have to break apart these 4 elements into their subcomponents and decide what parts I need to buy. So for the vest, I'm going to need a lot of foam from Michaels, it seems like, to add all the little intricate patterns to it. I'm also going to need a belt so I can tighten and make everything feel snug and fit. As for the vest itself, I'm thinking I might take a hoodie or a jacket and either zip it up or button it up, so that way I'm not taking a shirt on and off and causing the foam to be all ruffled around. I want it to be attached to some article of clothing. Also, I need a cape as well. Now the pants, I'm just going to find faux leather pants, maybe even leather leggings if I can find those, and dirty them up and maybe add a few little details to them. The boots are just going to be black boots. I think I might already have those here. That's awesome. And Stormbreaker is going to be a project in itself, so I'll tackle that in a little bit. So, I have the most rough of sketches done. I'm not the greatest artist when it comes to drawing fast, but I'll make more detailed versions when I'm actually building these things. Time to go out and get some parts. So,
this is the material.
For the cape?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. That's nice. So the cape is actually red on the outside, blank on the inside, so it has to be 2 layers. We're also looking for this scale fabric.
I just love fuzzy things. This is the one we were looking at that you didn't like the price of.
Yeah, it's a bit expensive one, I remember, but it's
close to what you want. I think it's gonna be too
close.
shiny.
I think
this one. This is what you want.
That's definitely close to the...
That's what you want, though. I should have shown that to you.
Remember how I said this costume is going to be a bit more expensive than Spider-Man? So this is the pattern I'm going to use for the arm sleeves. It is $30 a yard. Always check the scrap section. Good prices, and I think I might have found my fabric for the cape. At Walmart, looking for a zip-up sweatshirt in black and faux leather pants.
Daddy shark doo 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 doo. I work with kids. Daddy shark.
So Walmart was a bit of a bust.
It could have been Chewbacca.
I could have been Chewbacca, but we couldn't find really exactly what we needed, so we're going to Target instead.
looking for the exact same items: black thin zip-up sweatshirt and black faux leather pants. Can we go lower? Uh-oh, favorite person ever?
But they also have it in medium. I wasn't sure which size you'd want.
That's perfect. So
I tried to go through the clothes, but you can't do that.
So Lindsay is the best. She found both the pants, blocking your face, and also she found this wonderful button-up, sleeveless, it's like a jean jacket top almost,
I'm in my women's section.
for $7.
Most of Ryan's stuff came from the women's section today.
So same as last year, essentially.
Well, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Men's section, I love men's clothes because they're so comfortable, but they don't work well for all the extra pieces for the costumes.
That's true.
So you go to the women's section.
All right, see you back at home.
Now you
We're back from the store. I call this shopping spree a huge success. I got a lot of what I needed. Bunch of black foam and brown foam for Thor's vest, some buckles, an elastic for the belt, red fabric for the cape, black fabric for the cape, sewing needles and sewing kit, this wonderful chain pattern fabric for the arm sleeves, this button-up vest with collar as a base for the vest, and these fantastic black faux leather leggings. By the end of the month, this will be a darn good looking Thor costume. I think the first step of construction will be building the cape. It's the easiest, so we'll work our way up.
Fun fact, I can barely sew. I've gotten pretty good over the years, but I'm nowhere near...
Ryan, I love you, but you didn't even know how to do the double thread. You didn't know how to tie it off. And to be fair, you completely sewed it wrong to the point where if I slightly ripped at it, it would just tear right off. I love you very much, and I will teach you how to sew correctly. Okay? You're
Lindsay-
so good at everything else. Everyone has their thing right. I've got lots of them.
So, Lindsay, long story short, Lindsay will sew the cape together.
So we bought 1.5 yards of this wonderful fabric. It's kind of shiny on the outside, but fuzzy on the inside.
What side do you want at which side? You want the fuzzy on the inside or the outside?
Fuzzies should be on the outside of the sandwich.
Alright, so do me a
Fold
favor
those back.
and fold these the way that you would like them folded. I will cut them in half and then I will make it for you, okay? It should not take me that long. Flashback to the spray painting incident. So when you pin, you always go like this, in and out, and like that. There you go. I'm doing my best to line this up. For those of you who do not know how to sew, like Ryan, it's not hard. Do not be intimidated, but do not make up your own way if you don't know how to properly do it because it's not going to hold properly. And I'm all for people figuring out their own way to do things. Don't get me wrong, but if you do it wrong with sewing, you're going to regret it because if it pulls out, you've just wasted all that time. And I don't want you guys to have to redo it a bunch of times, so just keep in mind, it's okay if you don't know how to do something, but it's really easy to learn how to sew, I promise.
What you using, Lindsay, to sew?
A special curved needle so I don't have to worry too much about how I sew.
While Lindsay works on making the cape, I'm going to work on making this vest easier to take on and off. So it's time to sew some Velcro. So, I sewed the thing correctly, kind of. So the Velcro is actually sticky, so I stuck it on the buttons, on inside. So, now to take it on and off is a lot easier. Button the bottom button. So, and then just line the Velcro up. And it's on, it's not going anywhere.
So the cape is done. I started out sewing it inside out and then I flipped it. So then you get this nice, pretty smooth seam. And then now you have a double-sided cape and I'm now going to attach this to the vest.
Nah, nah, nah. Don't get copyright strike on YouTube.
Hi, Yosh.
This thing's heavy. Oh my gosh.
Oh, Yosh, who is it? Oh, big smile. You finally got it on camera.
So this is the costume right now without my sweatshirt underneath of it.
Turn around.
Arms are obviously exposed. I don't have the scales yet.
Good, stand straight. Tilt your shoulders back a bit.
That?
Both of them, yeah. That looks nice. The bottom's a little uneven. I apologize for that.
That's okay. It feels like it's not.
It feels like a movie costume and not a Halloween costume, and yeah.
So the vest looks fantastic. The cape is all attached to it. What's the last thing we're doing tonight, Lindsay?
I am making him sleeves. Bring me Thanos!
So we're actually gonna measure my arms to make sure we have the right length.
Bring me Thanos! It's beautiful! And do the whole right. I just stand up. You might not be able to film right now.
Never! You can't stop me! Okay, got the measurements.
So all this fabric will be cut off and sewn together so that it winds up looking exactly like that.
An arm sleeve, essentially.
Yes, I need to know. I need another.
She's just the MVP of this costume, isn't she? I guess step one of costume building is get yourself a Lindsay.
Okay, that was really sweet.
I think this is a good place to stop for today. As I said before, this is going to be a multi-video project because this is a pretty multifaceted costume. I think Thor is looking really good so far. Can't wait to see you next time when we start adding all the foam details to the vest. And as always, if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And thanks for watching.